Right, well, I'm back in the workshop. It's been very warm this week, so I've not been able to do much filming here at all. But I picked up some records at a local car boot sale the other day, last weekend, as it happens. And I've got most of the stuff on the table here, but I've kept there's something down here, which I'll show you in a minute. I don't want to get that on camera just yet, because well, it does say on it what it is, and I want it to be a surprise. Anyway, let's have a look at what we've got here. Now, this one here, well, I mean, the record is There Is a Happy Land, Foxtrot, Nat Shilkret and his orchestra. It's a foxtrot, I think I might have said that. Try and get that on camera. Now, I didn't buy this really for the record at all. You may have gathered that it's the cover. I mean, often called sleeves, but at the time they were called covers. Yeah, I've not seen a cover like this. This is Wilmot's Gramophone Stores Everything for Your Gramophone, 135 Trafalgar Road, Greenwich, SE10. So that's a London one. And with his master's voice and Columbia Records here, that's quite likely sort of 1920s. I mean, the stitching also kind of indicates 1920s. So that's probably when that's from. And on the other side, we have Sleepy Valley Waltz from the film Rainbow Man, Sterling Hanley, Gus Arnhem, and his Coconut Grove Orchestra. And it's listed as a dance orchestra. So not actually the same people on the other side at all. No. This one here, There Is a Happy Land, was from the film She Goes to War. And this one was from the film Rainbow Man. So I shouldn't have any trouble at all dating that one. But anyway, I picked up that. And in the box, there were several of these actually. This is a Broadcast Super 12. Don't forget the Super. I can't remember exactly what that means. But it's electrically recorded. And Broadcast 12 records were in fact 10-inch, or are in fact 10-inch records. And apparently they contain the same amount of music as a normal 12-inch record, because they put the grooves closer together. And how true that actually is potentially debatable, but they do apparently play longer than the average 10-inch record. Anyway, what's this one? This is Wherever You Are, I'll Come to You. Slow Foxtrot by the Blue Mountaineers, and that's actually side B. And on side A we have Is I in Love? I Is. This is a foxtrot with vocal refrain, the Blue Mountaineers, and that is actually the A side. And again, it's in one of these nice Wilmot's Gramophone Stores covers, so that's good fun. This one here, this is another Wilmot's. I mean, these all look like they're the same vintage. They all look basically identical, really, apart from slight differences in condition. This is Cupid's Army. It's an instrumental band of HM Royal Horse Guards, the Blues. That's Chapeau Sevier Banez. And it actually has a vocal refrain as well, interestingly enough. And on this side we have The Changing of the Guards, which is also an instrumental, and yet it also has a vocal refrain. And this is credited to Flotsam and Jetsam, which, if I remember correctly, are a comedy duo. So that'll be interesting. Worth a play, I'm sure. And this one here, this is a nice old Imperial again. This is 11 More Months and 10 More Days. Lone Star Ranger. Yeah, performed by the Lone Star Ranger. I don't know if that's a band or if that's an individual, or I don't know. Anyway, novelty accompaniment. So yeah, vocal. So it's singing and it's got instruments on it. So that's what that is. I think I've probably got this one actually, and this is Will the Angels Play Their Harps for Me. This is Frank Luther. Okay, so there we go. I wasn't really very fussed at all about the records, and to be honest, I was tempted just to buy one of these sleeves or one of these covers and forget about the other ones. But in the end, I was able to get all 4 of them for £3, which was the price of a cup of coffee. So I thought, you know what? Why not? Why not just have all 4? Even if I get rid of some of the records, I can put other records in these rather fine Wilmots sleeves. Okay, but I just noticed there is a difference. Yeah, I don't know if that's coming out on camera, but the one in my left hand says gramophone stores everything for your gramophone, whereas here it says Wilmots pianos, gramophones, and radio records. No, pianos, gramophones, and radio full stop records. That's interesting. Same address, clearly slightly different time. The fact it mentions radio might indicate that it's later. I don't know, but pianos might indicate that it's earlier. It's rather odd. So yeah, there's 3 which are everything for your gramophone, and 1 which says pianos, gramophones, and radio, and then records underneath. It's only a very minor point, but it's the sort of thing that interests me. I do like the sort of social history and the sort of ephemera that goes with all of this. Anyway, I'm going to put that to one side because I've got a box here. Now this is more more songs of wild birds. E.M. Nicholson, Ludwig Koch, HF&G Witherby Limited, and a rather fine picture, I think, of a gentleman, you know, wearing his tie obviously and a suit, listening to an electric player, reading a book with a nice picture of a bird. Now, if you speak to my family, which you won't get the opportunity to do, but if you were able to speak to my family, you would know that I hate birds. I really hate birds. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm impressed by them flying about. You know, I see birds of prey out in the garden, swooping or soaring and swooping. It's impressive, but I do not like birds. However, this has got more than just well, this hasn't got any birds in it, but it does have gramophone records in it. And you may notice here, it was £9.50, or well, it was supposed to be £9.50, and that's about 3 cups of coffee. I was able to get the price down a little bit, so we'll leave that there-ish. Maybe that will be just about on camera for that one. Turn it round. I don't know, that might be useful, who knows. And we've got this kind of this box here and this sort of fine complicated looking thing here. I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be a book in here, but that's missing. I've got this pull cord here. There's a sort of little pamphlet here. So I think this is advertising various other books, but there is a book. I've looked it up actually. There is a book which is more songs of wild birds, and if I could find a copy, I suspect it would fit in here. And I was able to get the price down a little bit because the book was missing, but the book probably is the easiest thing out of the whole of this set to replace. Anyway, I was kind of surprised that this bit just comes out. It's yeah, it's just a bit of cardboard. Nothing very clever about that at all. And in here we've got songs of wild birds, chaffinch, willow warbler, whitethroat, and great tit. Speed 78. It's not very clear. Yes, actually it is. It says manufactured by the Parlophone Company Limited. So this is going to be a sort of special set of records manufactured for the publisher by Parlophone. And there's one there, Let's get that kind of on camera. I've actually not had these records out of the box, so for all I know there could be some Caruso or who else could be in there? I don't know. There could be anything in here for all I know. But it's probably Songs of Wild Birds, like it says on the cover. So so that's that one there. What's on the other side of that? Oh, robin, wren, dunnock, turtle dove, and wood pigeon. And there's a sort of cute little pool thing here, and there's more. So not the easiest to get out, but skylark in the air, skylark on the ground, curlew, woodlark, tree, petit. I've never even heard of one of those. Yeah, and I suppose let's just very quickly pull the rest of them out and see what we've actually got. This is a nightingale and a cuckoo on this one. Hopefully these are coming out on camera shot okay. I might have to go back and photograph them and drop them into the video if necessary. Blackbird, throstle, pied woodpecker, and green woodpecker. So there's those, and there's another of these cute little lift out things, and there's some more. In fact, there's some more records here. Looks like there's another couple here. So we've got little owl, carrion crow, jackdaw, jay, magpie, rook. On that camera maybe, wood wren, blackcap, garden warbler, and then what else we've got here? We've got missel thrush, stock dove, heron, nightjar, and on this side here, maybe we get on this camera, red start, blue tit, willow tit, and chaffinch. No, chiffchaff, not chaffinch. So there we go. That is a selection of records with birdsong on. Now, I wouldn't have bought. Well, I might have bought one of these records if I saw it in a box. You never know. I might even have one of these records. But I thought, nice box set, even if it's missing the book. It's interesting, and I don't think it's from a 78 point of view. I don't think it's actually that old. I think the book might be 1937, something like that. I'll look it up, and certainly the picture would indicate that. You know, it's got an electric player here. It's got an electric tone on. This could very easily be 1930s. Well, I think it probably is 1930s. Yeah. So there we go. There we go. I bought it as much for the box and the sort of fittings as I did for actually anything on the records. Right, so there's that. So actually I've managed to leave that bit out, but we won't worry too much about that. So what's the last thing? So the other thing I found was this. Now it says kiddie record album. Now this video is not made for kids, but I did buy this as a sort of as a historical artifact. Yes, it was originally designed for children, but it's not the sort of thing I think children necessarily would be interested in nowadays. I'm certainly not going to play any records out of it on YouTube, because YouTube is actually quite fussy about stuff like this, and if it thinks your video is aimed at children, then it will actually turn off comments and all sorts of other things. So so I am not playing this record, or not playing these records, but I did buy this. I did think it was interesting, and I'll just quickly show you what's most interesting. Actually, is, I mean, they're not all here, but let's pull out a record or two. In fact, let's turn it over and pull out a record. Now, there we go. I mean, it's a little 6-inch record, I think. It's British Codisc Limited, nothing to do with Kodak or film cameras or anything like that. So yeah, so not unsimilar to other sort of children's records which I've seen before. However, on the back is a rather nice picture, and very much of its time, very much 1920s. So this is some sort of shellac record. I think it's a composite. You can actually see there's some damage on the side there, and you can see the sort of light coloured inside. So I think it's shellac on some sort of fibre board of some description. So anyway, I've no idea how the back's been done, but I thought that was rather nice. So there we go. There's that. We've got this one here. This is, I mean, that was, well, you can read off the you can read off camera what they are. As I said, I didn't buy them from the content. I didn't buy them as children's records as such. I bought them as historical artifacts because I'm interested in old records, and old and unusual and small records. So this is another little one here, and again on the back we've got a rather nice picture. I think there's supposed to be 4 or 5 in this set. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's supposed to be 5. There's actually 3. I only got 3. And in fact, I hadn't noticed before, because I've not really looked at them, but the label on the front's actually the same on all of them. But this has got yet again a different sort of picture on the back. So that's rather nice. So anyway, I bought those. I thought they were interesting. They sort of go with my historical records that I'm not really going to play. But anyway, that's what I got. So anyway, that is what I got. That is the full selection. If you've liked this video, then please do give me a like. And if you've got any comments or suggestions or ideas or information or anything like that, then please do also leave me a comment. And if you've enjoyed this video, then maybe you'll like this one too. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.